Aloha! We're in lovely Manoa for the Antique Car Club meeting, and very interesting spread of cars. Super exotics to old stuff, but also we're going to check out old parts that are being given away. So we're with Rob, and he's going to first tell us a little bit about this beautiful Jaguar, what year it is, what model it is, and how long you've had it.
Well, I had it since the early 90s, about 1992, and my wife actually saw it in one of the throwaway Auto Trader papers right here in Honolulu. And she pointed it out to me, and it was a car that I've wanted since the 60s when I first saw an old XK Jaguar going to college down in Southern California. And there it was. This car was being sold over in Salt Lake. The guy was going to get married, needed some cash, and the car had to go. So his loss was my good fortune. A week later, it was sitting in my garage.
So we're going to go take a look at some spare parts, and you're going to see if there are any that might fit this particular one. So we'll go up to the garage and take a look. So we found a couple of boxes that might be of interest, so we're going to take a look inside. And these are carburetors? No.
Floats.
Oh, they're floats. Oh my.
These typically leak, and instead of floating in the float bowl, they'll sink, which will flood the float bowl, flood the carburetor. I would guess that they all leak, and that's why they're stacked up on this piece of wire.
So what are these things?
These would be the float bowls that those floats go into, and they literally float on the fuel that controls the level in the other half of an SU carburetor. So these rarely malfunction. There's no moving parts. They're literally just a cup that holds fuel.
So let's take a look at the next box.
Wow. It's an old fuel pump. Typically, they go bad. This whole box is full of SU fuel pumps.
So is there anything in here that you might need?
You know, it's like panning for gold. You can spend a year looking for a little nugget of gold, and once in a while you'll find something. This is not panning out like I thought it would.
So we're here with Bob, and he's been going through these various drawers. What have you found of interest to you?
These are washers that I can certainly use. They're fiber washers, and they're used for me. And as I usually say, I just haven't found a use for it yet.
So I saw this older Cadillac, and I was walking around, and I said, well, how do you put gas in it? I can't see anything on either fender about doing that, so we're going to find out later. And where is that gas cap? So the lowest car here by far is owned by Terry, and he's going to tell us what it is and how much horsepower, etc., etc.
Well, I can't tell you how much horsepower because the engine's been modified, and I don't know what it was modified to. But it's 1970 Lamborghini Miura S with an SV rear clip on it. So it's had some significant modifications made to the car prior to my purchasing it. Because its license was out of date, I really needed to get a new registration on the car, but I couldn't stand putting on the standard registration, so I went in and applied for a horseless carriage. That it was the most appropriate designation for this car.
So low mileage, don't drive it much, and a horse pulls it when necessary.
All the time. Except sometimes they push, because most of the time they're behind me.
Okay, thanks. So we found the owner of the Cadillac with the missing gas cap. First, he's going to tell us a little bit about the car, and then we'll maybe find where that sneaky gas cap is. And this is Tom.
Hi, yeah, it's a 1956 Coupe de Ville. It has 42,000 original miles on it. I was lucky to find it. It's a true survivor, honest survivor car that it's a really good daily driver. And I actually have all the receipts going back to 1992.
So how long have you had it?
I actually have only had it for 6 months.
And it was here?
It was on the mainland, and I found it and had it shipped in.
Wow. Well, how big is the engine?
So it has a 365 cubic inch V8 in it.
Getting excellent gas mileage all the way.
Actually, it doesn't do that bad because it has a 4-speed automatic transmission, believe it or not. They had 4 speeds back then, so it doesn't do that well, though, either. It's not a Prius, let's say that.
So we're back here looking for the gas cap, and he's going to show us where it is hidden.
Here is where the gas cap goes. They hid it so that it was aerodynamic and it looked stylish, and that's where a lot of gas goes over time.
So that's it here in Manoa for the Antique Car Club. And they're carrying out boxes of parts as we speak.